Welcome to the Target Center for State Class 4A boys basketball. A rematch from the quarterfinals of a year ago and a rematch from a regular season game as well, as Northwest Suburban Conference teams Andover and Park Center meet here in the Class 4A quarterfinals. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Greg Miller. And Greg, in some ways, kind of a tough matchup for these teams. They know each other very well from playing in conference play. And then, as we said, meeting last year, I think it's fair to say neither coach was thrilled when this matchup was drawn.
I talked to both coaches over the weekend, and you're absolutely right. You know, Northwest Suburban had a really good season. They're the top two teams, and they're having to play each other 2 years in a row and on a random draw. So that's not very lucky. But at the same time, it's going to be a great game, a great first-round game, which I think easily could be a semifinal game. So I think we're in for a really entertaining matchup.
Style-wise, it's a good matchup, too. The regular season game was 97-91 Park Center. Neither of these teams is going to be looking to walk it up and play slow. So in that regard, you do like the matchup that we should see quite a few points. We should see quite a bit of up-and-down basketball, too.
Definitely two of the highest-paced teams in the state, particularly Andover, scoring 86 points a game. And Andover is fearless. They attack the rim. They have some issues sometimes with the size of Park Center, though. And Park Center, really long, can protect the rim, too. And they like to go and they get to the rim. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of attacking basketball today.
For a good portion of the season, Park Center looked somewhat invincible. They stumbled a couple times down the stretch against Elk River and against Maple Grove. But maybe you kind of refocus a little bit. And going undefeated is not easy with the schedule that both of these teams play. So I don't think it's the end of the world for them. They seem to have bounced back.
Park Center, talking to Coach Ware, he said, they learn from those losses. And regardless of how much you say you can learn from wins, and you win, you move on to the next one, it's hard to get the players' attention. But when you lose a game, and especially when you're a really good team, you can really nitpick the things that you need to get better at so that you're going to be learning from them in the future. And that's what Ware is thinking happened with those two games with Elk River and Maple Grove down the stretch.
Let's talk about key players to look for in today's game. Obviously, we've got some great ones all the way around. It's kind of a dynamic duo for Andover. We're going to go with Ben Kopetsky, their 6-foot guard. You see averaging over 25 points a game, nearly 7 assists. The ball will fly out of his hands, whether it's a pass or a shot, pretty quick, and he's a great player.
He's very fun to watch. Fearless player, attacks the rim, shoots threes, shoots pull-ups. He's a wizard passing the ball. And it's going to be a treat to watch him and Sam. They have probably the best duo of guards in the state, arguably.
And for Park Center, again, they've got a pretty talented lineup as well, but C.J. O'Hara coming off a very good performance in their section final win and averaging 18 points per game for them. Just kind of smooth, does a little bit of everything well for this Park Center team.
He does. Very mature player. He can attack. He's long. When he's hot on three, then that makes him really tough. Sometimes he's a little streaky that way, but he gets a lot of loose balls, tips, and a very good all-around player.
Should be a great matchup here in this quarterfinal game. As we said last year, Park Center went on to win the title, and Andover, after they lost in the first round, went on to win their next two and take the consolation title. So both teams have been here before. They've had success before. We'll see who comes out on top today. It is the Huskies of Andover, the Pirates of Park Center. 4A boys basketball on CCX up next.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
And we are about set for basketball here at the Target Center. A morning start for this one as Park Center and Andover meet in the opening game of the 4A tournament. Here's a look at the bracket in Class 4A. This one, the first game, the 4-5 seed games next. Lakeville North, the number 2 seed, will take on Buffalo, and then we'll have on CCX Wayzata White Bear Lake for you as well. Welcome back here to the Target Center as we are about set for basketball here in this morning clash between Andover and Park Center. First game of the 4A tournament. Here's a look at the bracket with this one leading it off, and the 4-5 game follows, and the winner of that game plays the winner of this, of course. Lakeville North, the 2 seed, takes on Buffalo, and Wayzata White Bear Lake. John Jacobson and Ryan Iverson will have the call of that one for you on CCX as well. Then we go to Thursday for the semis, and Saturday night, of course, for the championship.
I think it's a real even match this whole tournament. I think there's a lot of good teams, and no one can really predict who's going to win it. Park Center is being number 1 in the state all year. Probably is the favorite, but I think every game is going to be a good game in the state tournament.
Musungu, Kopetsky, Pemberton, Nelson, and Johnson, the starters for the Huskies. O'Hara, Chavis, Burgess, Ware, and Ring for Park Center. Ring getting the tip to Chavis, and we are underway here as Park Center will get first possession.
Starting out with a set play, going to the 1-4 action.
O'Hara coming to get it. They look lob, but Andover covering it up pretty well. Chavis to the middle, dishing over to Burgess. Nice hands on the catch, but then missed the layup. Ware's putback, though, is good.
Those kind of offensive rebounds in a big arena like this can be huge. Get yourself some easy looks. Nice pick and roll action, and the rotation was just a little bit slow for Andover.
Kopetsky bringing it up. O'Hara's on him. Musungu guarded by Chavis, who is a dynamite defender. Musungu drive and dish, though, to the corner for an open look, but it won't fall. Rebound run down, though, by Landon Nelson. Chavis got his hand on it, then Musungu bats it over to Kopetsky.
That's the first of many three-pointers we're going to see tonight.
Kopetsky's left-hand layup too strong. Ware with the rebound, so each team missing one inside. Maybe a little nerves early. Here's Ring popping a 3, and he hits.
That's big when your big man steps out and hits a 3. Park Center seems relaxed to start this game.
He got one early against Osseo like that as well. Musungu, the drive and miss. He wanted a foul, doesn't get it. Chavis throwing it up to O'Hara. Over to Ware for the layup.
So far, too many easy buckets for Andover's liking, and Park Center, they're loving that.
Quick 7-0 lead here for Park Center, but a lot of possessions to go. These teams score a lot. Kopetsky pull up 3, and he knocks it down.
Like we said in the pregame, he'll shoot from anywhere, and he can fire them up and make them.
Ware across to Chavis, and now Burgess. O'Hara posting up. He's going to turn and shoot that one. No good. He got it back himself, but then knocked away. And the turnover will give it to the Huskies.
And the switch, they got Musungu down there in the post, and he just held his ground, and CJ missed the shot.
Kopetsky driving it. Really good matchups at both guard spots there.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And Ring denies that Landon Nelson drive.
Park Center definitely has an advantage around the rim.
There's Chavis to the layup.
That's a great start for PC. This is what they wanted. A lot of pressure on them being the defending state champs, and everyone wants to beat them. So they're happy to get off to a great start like this.
Kopetsky driving it, taken away by Chavis. A 3-on-2 now. Burgess, little scoop layup, no good. Ware's put back, he was fouled. Chang Ring missed a little time with injury, and they're happy to have him back in the lineup for sure. Doing it at both ends of the court there. Rim protector, that can be a valuable thing. I mean, he's a good shooter, but also a guy who can cover up a mistake or two defensively, or allow you to gamble a little bit more too.
Andover, they're known for attacking the rim, and most teams they go against, they're going to finish. But even the last time they played Park Center, they missed a lot of those close-in shots, and that's what appears to be what's happening today too, because of Park Center's length.
J.J. Ware knocks down a pair. He's had a good start here with 6 quick points. It's 11-3 Pirates.
A little token pressure, just being there. Sometimes Chavis will, when he's on the ball, he's really going to pressure hard.
Kopetsky had to meet that pass. Kept the dribble going, but then slipped. Nelson will shoot it from the corner, and he buries a 3. It isn't just their 2 guards that'll shoot the ball, that's for sure.
Yeah, they have 4 guys who've made over 43 pointers on their team, so they definitely can make threes.
Ware gathers himself, and he'll fire no good. Musungu with the rebound.
Park Center had been really moving the ball side to side. That time a little bit of a quick shot.
Nelson will fire up another 3, and O'Hara grabs the miss.
Andover style, it's a quick shot every time. Coach told me they like to get the shot up within 10 seconds.
So the shot clock next year won't bother them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if they keep this style, probably not. Park Center's a little more methodical. They like to run on the fast break, but on offense, they usually move it side to side.
Where a contested 3, it did not get it to go, and now runner out the other way, laying it in there.
2 kind of early shots without man movement and very little ball movement from Park Center. I know Coach Ware wants a lot of ball movement, so I think they're going to try to fix that.
Tarleton getting that layup there for the Huskies.
High-low action. Good defense by Andover. Last game, Park Center was able to get downhill the whole game, and Coach was concerned with that, Coach Jeremy.
No good for Chavis. Now Ware an offensive rebound. Tarleton will be called for the foul. He thought he had the ball tied up, but it looked like he had a little bit of arm maybe as well. Another look at that throw ahead to Tarleton there. I think he wanted to dunk it originally and then kind of pulled off it there, but still got the ball to roll in.
Got that run out because when you shoot that 3 from the top of the key, sometimes you don't get back on D.
Ware getting the bounce on that free throw. There's Jeremy Habel, second season as head coach for the Huskies, an assistant before that, and he's coming at a very good time for Andover basketball. I mean, kind of known more as a hockey school maybe, but these last few years especially, they've really become a very legitimate, strong program.
Yeah, Coach Ani, who was the coach before, was an excellent coach, and he had built the program to be real solid, and they had made state a couple times with teams that weren't super competitive in the state. But he did set a good foundation, and this is his assistant, and now his first 2 years he makes state. I told him, that's something that...
Ooh, gonna be a blocking foul on Caden Cook.
Something you can't take for granted because it can happen early and then you never know if it will happen again. So congratulations to him and his Andover Huskies on making the state again, and Park Center defending champs.
Kopetsky to the free throw line, an important call there for them. They get to the line but also don't get a foul on one of their top guys, as Cook called for sliding over just a little bit at the end there. Maybe he was up above that circle, but
that was a tough call. I could have won either way. Cook is a real good defender, good football player. He gives him some toughness in there.
So the Huskies have trimmed the lead to 3 after it was mostly Park Center early. Jackson Folks, number 10, who's been instant offense off the bench for the Pirates this year.
Real good ball movement this possession.
Chavis will take a long three, no good. O'Hara kept it alive though to Cook. Cook gonna attack the rim. Oh, and he was fouled. Tarleton will be called for his second.
Offensive rebounding has been a key so far for Park Center. They're doing a great job crashing the boards.
We said they played a year ago at State, and Park Center ended up winning that one by 14.
It was a close game, though. It's kind of at the end, they pulled away.
Cook's free throw is good, and for the Huskies now is Cameron Bagali.
Cook's brother played Division I. He's still playing Division I basketball, and this Cook is going to play football at Bemidji State.
Makes a pair of free throws here. Pirates have been good from the line, and that's helped them build this 15-10 lead. Musungu driving it into the lane. Scoop layup wouldn't go. Tipped out. Folks now to Chavis. Has a lead on the pack, and he dunks.
Yeah, someone's got to get back on defense when they see Sam attacking the paint.
And they forgot about Luke Deneke all alone underneath and gets the layup there for Andover. He's been playing very well off the bench down the stretch.
When you score against Andover, they don't really dwell on it much. They just get the ball back up the court and try to get a bucket quick.
O'Hara tips in his own miss.
And ditto for Park Center.
Kopetsky, nice up fake there and knocks down the jumper. He's a guy who's embraced the three, but also hasn't ditched the mid-range stuff or the into the lane kind of jumpers like that.
He scores at all three levels. That's why he's a scholarship player. He's going to go to Concordia St. Paul. But you're right, you don't see that very much anymore. He's worked on that his whole life.
Around the horn it comes. O'Hara will shoot that three from the corner. No good. Cook had his hands on it but couldn't control it. Now eventually winds up back with Cook though. The lob to O'Hara for the layup.
Offensive rebounds really hurting the Huskies, and Park Center is really doing a good job.
Talking with Osseo coach Tim Tyson before their section final. He said even more than Park Center's pressure, their offensive rebounding is what he was worried about, that they just killed them with that in the regular season.
They're very aggressive that way, and they penetrate the defense.
Oh, that throw gets just over the hands of Nelson and into Jackson Folks' palms, and he lays it in. 23-14 Pirates, and there's a turnover there.
If you're Andover, but they like the fast pace, so maybe they don't call timeouts and stuff like that. Plus you get media timeouts, I think, in this. I don't know if in the first round they don't.
Not in the quarterfinals.
Okay.
No. Ring will come back in as James Ware, 8th season. Took that championship run a season ago.
I talked to Coach Ware about that, and he said, you know, having your edge when you come back after winning a state title, he's never experienced it before. So he said, you know, that's something he had to check on himself the whole time, making sure that he was, you know, really coaching hard and not just, you know, resting on the laurels of winning state.
And I think for Park Center, a lot more than Andover, it's a new group. These are not very many of the same guys who played. I mean, obviously they had a couple come from different schools, but others that were, you know, playing on JV or maybe just role players as Ring gets that hoop.
Ring showing his inside-outside game. Buried a three early and tough to handle inside.
Aiden Mamene in there now defending Kopetsky. Here's his pull-up jumper, and it is good.
He sensed the mismatch there, and he was going to do what he could one-on-one.
Folks will take a long three from the right wing, spins out. Rebound grab there by Bagali. 9-point Park Center lead. They've been up all game. Musungu driving it. Let's see, it goes off of Folks. Musungu thought he was fouled there.
Folks, I believe, is an all-conference player, even though he's coming off the bench. He's probably as good a player as there is in the state coming off the bench. Great instant offense for his team, can really fire it. Park Center doesn't go real deep. They play 7 guys mostly. Today they've played 8.
Jumper there wouldn't go, and Burgess grabs the miss. Chavis over to Burgess.
Coach Ware said Burgess is their glue guy, called him the Swiss Army knife. He can do everything.
He's going to attack here. Wouldn't go. The tip by Chavis wouldn't go. They get it again. Ring, and that one will drop. Third basket already for Ring. He has 7 points. And Park Center doing a number on the offensive glass. Say in other games, you don't have to shoot all that high a percentage if you're getting 3 cracks at it like that.
Right. Andover's got to get a body on people. They can't try to jump with them. They'll never get a rebound doing that.
Chavis with the block from behind on Deneke. And Folks will be called for the travel as he did that little hesitation move up top. Another look at this block from behind as Deneke was worried about Ring, and I don't think he knew Chavis was there, and he just swept across the ball from the top.
Nice help side defense.
Nelson a fake there, but good help D, but then he drops the pass off, and too strong up inside there was Pemberton as he bumped with Ring. Ooh, Ring stumbling a little bit there, but able to keep the dribble. And let's see, did he travel? He did. He had a smaller guy on him, and his eyes were lighting up. You could see what he wanted to do there, but he was just having trouble with his footwork.
Yeah, just tried to back him down. Looked like he was ready to score on him, and then he traveled.
Ring did have an ankle injury late in the season, and still not quite at 100%, I don't think, but 80 or 90% of him was pretty good still.
You can see Andover's bring the ball up with the guy who's not, Chavis is not guarding.
Nelson had it stripped and it went off of him. So it will be Park Center basketball here. I'm kind of letting him play a little bit. And I think the Huskies have been frustrated a couple times, feeling like they were fouled, but not getting the calls. So 27-16 Park Center is a timeout taken here by Andover as you see how the Pirates advanced to state. I was at all 3 of their section games actually, and to be honest, against Spring Lake Park, it ends up being a 15-point win, but they trailed at halftime in a 1-versus-8 matchup. They did not play very well. The semifinal was completely the opposite. They jumped on Mounds View right from the start and took it to them, and then Osseo, they built a nice lead. Osseo fought back hard, made it a 2-point game pretty late, but then kind of pulled away and put them away. Meanwhile, for the Huskies, blew Coon Rapids out and then had a good one with Anoka. You see, look at those score totals, 97-99 and then 106 over Cambridge Isani with Musungu lighting it up for 45 points in that section final. So being honest, Section 7 has kind of been known as probably the weakest section or one of the weakest sections, but you still have to be impressed with the way they blew through that tournament.
Yeah, and this year Andover is really good, so any other team in any other section would have to play them. It would be tough for them to get out of it too. So to be fair to Andover, they're a real nice squad this year.
And for Park Center, playing an opponent like Osseo, Osseo wasn't great this year. They came into the section final 16-12, but when you have a rivalry and you know a team so well like that, and they can do things to slow you down. They have good coaching staff, veteran coaches. That's a tougher matchup maybe than what it might look like on paper.
That's true. You got to go against Tyson to get to state tournament. It's not easy. I will say that that section at some years past has been better than it was this year, where it's been loaded with Division I talent. This year, more teams that were scrappy and not bad teams, but not up to the standard of maybe what it's been in some years. But still, if you got to play Osseo for the championship, it's never going to be easy.
27-16 start for Park Center in this one, and they've gotten their scorers going early here. Ring with 7 points already, and Ware with 8, and Chavis and O'Hara each have a couple of buckets, so they got to like what they've been doing. And on the other side of the coin, Musungu has not scored yet, which is a surprise, obviously, for Andover. And the other half of their dynamic duo, Kopetsky, has been pretty good so far, as he's already scored 9.
Well, they put Chavis on him, and Chavis, I think, is the best defender in the state on ball, and he's taking Musungu out of the game. We're in the danger zone right now for Andover, even though they can score quickly. If Park Center can get another run going here, it's going to be a tough comeback for Andover.
Down low it goes to Burgess. Good body control there as he scores despite a little bump, and Park Center up by 13 now.
I love that out of a timeout. We're not going to settle. We're going to get the ball inside. Really good coaching.
Back to Musungu. He's going to attack as he had Ring on him and his drive, and he scores. Well, he heard us talking about how he hadn't scored yet, I think.
Yeah, he got that big guy on him in a mismatch, and he went right to the hole.
Davis will bring it to O'Hara. Now Ring.
Andover pack in the middle more than they did last time they played them. They got beat like this off the drive, though, a lot last game, and that can't happen.
Jackson Folks made it look easy, just a blow by there and left-hand layup. Back to a 13-point lead. Folks now defending Musungu. Ooh, nice crossover there. A little off balance as he faded away on that left-handed shot. It looks like he might be hobbled a little bit. Now Burgess attacks and scores and one. Nelson bumped him, and Burgess kept on going right through the contact and laid it in.
Park Center is making them pay for every turnover. It's a turnover that's leading to points every time.
Basket was good by Joe Burgess, and he will shoot one.
Burgess looking to continue a great streak at the line to start the game for the Pirates. Boy, they've been dynamite. They have not missed a free throw yet.
And that's typically not been their strength this year. They've struggled from the line in a few games.
You get varying opinions on if it's, easier or tougher to shoot here at the Target Center. Obviously, it's a different, there's Kopetsky with a scoop. Obviously, a different background than what you're used to in a high school gym. That's number one. But obviously, at the same time, you think, well, it's a blocking foul on Musungu. That, NBA arena is generally going to have the best lighting you're going to see all year, and the best court and the best rims and everything.
Seems like Target Center people make a lot of threes when I watch these games.
Only one foul on Park Center and 5 on Andover. I think the Huskies have noticed that and probably not thrilled.
That happens a lot when you're quicker than the other team. You get an edge on them and they have to follow you.
Andover takes a timeout as Nelson was in danger of being tied up there. And you see Coach not feeling like his team's playing their A game just yet, I don't think, here. Down 34-20. They've maybe made a few uncharacteristic mistakes. And obviously, again, you credit part of that to Park Center.
Park Center's definitely come ready to play, and they're ramping it up on defense. Andover, one of the big parts of their game is drive and kick. They're helping, Park Center is helping from down low. They're not helping from the shooters, and that makes it very difficult to finish at the rim. I don't know what the solution is for that for Andover. I think they got to continue to try to move the ball and not play one-on-one and see if they can, count on some of their other guys besides their main guys to make some plays.
Kind of feel like their struggle has been more at the defensive end though than and defensive rebounding. I mean, yeah, they generally hit a higher percentage than what they're doing, but I think they've given Park Center.
Yeah, they're on pace to give up mid-40s or maybe 50, yeah.
Pull-up jumper wouldn't go for Kopetsky there. O'Hara leading the break for the Pirates. Over to Burgess. Layup is good. Park Center just runs the floor so well. That didn't necessarily seem like they had them outnumbered, but just closing speed there.
Every guy has got to get back on defense. You can't just have two guys getting back because Park Center is relentless running the floor.
16-point advantage. Aiden Mamene in there defending Kopetsky now. He's another guy coming back off injury. Musungu driving into the lane, lost it, but it bounced over to Pemberton. Musungu getting it back here. His drive wouldn't go. And Folks grabs it. Now trying to save it. It came back to him. Didn't go out of bounds. It bounced off Tate Johnson to him. Mamene over to Burgess. Missed that one. Oh, it's a foul.
Musungu's calling for a sub after that last drive. He's been able to get to the rim but not quite finish. Credit that to Park Center's defense. They make it difficult.
Oh yeah, Pemberton got quite a bit of arm there. I didn't notice that as much the first time through. And Masungu looks a little bit shaken up or winded there, and things haven't gone well. He was talking to the official on that last timeout. First miss at the line there for Park Center. Yeah, it looks like he's not 100% right now.
He called for a sub, and last 2 times I saw he didn't get back on defense very much, like he was struggling with his some kind of injury or something. I don't know. If you're Coach Ware, you got to be extremely pleased with how this game started. I've seen no sign of nerves. I'm sure last night it was hard to sleep for everybody, and they're on a mission. They want to win the state again.
Cook and Chavis coming back in for Park Center. They lead 37-20 here. It's been pretty smooth sailing for the most part here for Park Center. Andover fought back to within, was it 5 or so, or 3 even, for a little while, but then Park Center opened that lead back up, and they've just kind of continued to keep scoring. Had maybe a few possessions in a row that didn't go, but other than that, they've been getting to the free throw line, they've been getting layups. Chavis got a hand on that cross-court pass.
Park Center switching 1 through 4 in the perimeter, making it difficult for Andover to even reverse the ball.
And when they don't have Ring in there, they really are pretty interchangeable throughout their lineup in terms of guarding. Into Kopetsky. Oh, that's an over and back. Yes. A lot of times he'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that, but he clearly caught it in the front court and then went over.
That's the rule supposed to be. If you catch it and your momentum just takes you over, then it's not an over and back, like you said, but he did have the possession and then just stepped backwards, it looked like.
Chavis, drive and kick. Jackson Folks lining up a 3, and he buries it. His 3rd basket already for the Pirates, and they are on fire here, leading at 40-20.
They're doing it all today.
Kopetsky kicking it over to Pemberton, but he's cut off.
Really good defense by Park Center. They're closing out hard.
T. Johnson from the corner buries a 3, his first basket.
Much needed bucket by Andover. They've been both sides of games like this where you're up by 20, down by 20 in a big game. And when you're up by 20, you still don't think it's a big lead. You think that the other team can come back on you. And when you're down by 20, it's tough.
Cook over to Ware, wouldn't drop for him. And then we get a foul as the rebound was grabbed by Begali, and they tried to tie him up.
What I like about how Park Center is playing, though, is they're continuing to attack. Just relentless on the boards. And that's a recipe for winning the state.
Masungu getting some attention there from the trainer, looks like. So obviously Andover's comeback hopes would be not as strong if he's not able to come back in. Pemberton firing from the baseline, no good. And there's an offensive rebound for the Huskies as Deneke got it, and he'll go to the line because of it. I've seen a lot of that at the other end offensive boards, and this time it's Andover using it to their advantage. Cash Chavis will pick up the foul. Deneke did a nice job of going after that ball hard with both hands.
He's a real physical player. I watched their game online and when they played last time, and he had a really nice game. A lot of rebounds, a lot of times he'd get the rebound and throw it out to a three-point shooter, and they made some. So I like his game.
You can't always have a lineup that's filled with only shooters either. I mean, you got to have a little mixture in there, I think.
Definitely, those kind of guys can make an offense go.
Chavis with the drive and finishes with the left-hand layup. He doesn't always look for his own offense that much. He's a good passer and an especially good defender, but he can score the ball too.
Nice left hand too.
Second team All-Metro pick in the Star Tribune.
Coach Ware said he's kind of like a running back in football. He sees those creases and he knows where to go with the ball.
That pass was tipped, almost went in. Now Folks running out ahead of the field and will get the layup. Park Center does a lot of that too, where you know, they're kind of confident in their teammates are going to get the ball, and they
run out.
They get layups.
And if you're Andover, you got to realize that, and you got to get back. That's been hurting them the whole game.
Chase Pemberton knocks down a 3 there as Andover trying to chip away, get back in this one. 44-27. Chavis, the lob to Ring, and he hammers it down.
Coach Abel told me that Park Center getting downhill was a big concern for him, and they're certainly doing that today. It's tough to stop them, though. They're super quick and strong.
Kopetsky, they throw a double at him. He gets rid of it, though. An open look for Bagali. That won't drop, and Ring up for the board.
They had another run out there. They didn't see it.
Davis going to shoot a step back 3 here. No good.
When you're up by 19, you can take that shot probably, but that's typically, you know, maybe a rhythm shot, but I think Park Center, if it was a close game, he probably wouldn't have shot that.
Kopetsky gets around O'Hara. Ring with the block, but it's a foul before the shot block there.
I know Coach Ware doesn't like that defense by O'Hara at the top. He was reaching and not moving his feet well.
Another look at that lob, as I think everybody thought he was going to shoot this ball. Instead, just kind of pushed it up in the general direction. Good eye contact there. Chavis to Ring.
Playing with the lead like Park Center is, you can't get sloppy. You know, and that's one thing that Coach Ware, I know, is a demanding coach, and he will definitely, if it continues, he's going to make sure that's not going to happen very much.
Musungu coming back into the lineup here for Andover, and again, he has been hobbled a little bit. Just 2 points so far.
He's going to play football at Cornell University in the Ivy League next year.
46-29 Pirates as we approach 2 minutes to go here in this first half. Ring looking down low, knocked away from O'Hara, and then slipped through Ware's fingers. Here's Musungu.
That's a great play design by Park Center, just got a little unlucky.
We get a foul before the shot as Chavis called for the grab. And that'll be his second. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like they're not calling it on Chavis. Oh, yeah, they are. Yep, it will be on Chavis. So he's going to probably sit for the rest of the half here. Memone coming back in. And we're going to get another foul against Park Center. So they had the lead on the foul count throughout the half, but now picking some up later in the half. Musungu backing it out here. He looks to attack against O'Hara. Gets a screen. Floater is good. Wow.
That's a tough shot. That's probably how he scored 45 points with no three-pointers in the last game.
That's a guy who can score the ball right there with that shot. O'Hara pull up from 15, and it's good. So every time Andover starts to get something going a little bit, it seems like Park Center's had an answer.
Like you say, they have been having trouble getting stops. They're going to give up over 50 in the first half. Park Center is really playing well.
Burgess went for the steal, didn't get it. Kopetsky, an open 3, no good. Memone with the rebound, over to Ware. Under a minute to play now. Ware switches to the left hand and lays it in. Looked like he was running out of real estate there, and he kind of was with his right hand, but still had enough reach to lay it in left-handed.
Park Center is being very aggressive. If they're out on the fast break, even if they don't have an advantage, they're trying to take their man and beat him.
Kopetsky swings across court and won't drop there, and Ring with the rebound. And we get a foul call on the drive. There's a look at Ware's beautiful layup there. Second foul on Masungu, so he will check out for the, no sense risking getting another foul late here.
That's probably been the biggest surprise of the game so far, is Masungu being held to a low point total. But Park Center can defend. They can take somebody out of the game.
Kopetsky and a step back for a three here. Wouldn't go. We're going to get a foul against Burgess, I think. Trying to block out, but got up under Denicky.
Denicky thought there was a foul in the last possession, similar kind of a play, and this time he got the call.
Those are always kind of tough ones too, because you know what's a legitimate block out and what's like undercutting a guy's legs on a situation like that.
True, it's physical down there, and sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between like you said, an undercut or just physical play.
Denicky's free throw bounces and drops. 17 seconds to go first half here, and Andover down by 18. Going to be out of bounds off the Huskies there. So Park Center presumably will get the last possession.
Run a 1-4 look. See the high-low again, duck in.
Hand off to O'Hara. Folks.
Great ball movement.
And Memini with the miss. Now the long throw ahead, and they're going to run out of time here as Bagali just catching it right near the buzzer there. So a pretty outstanding first half for the defending champs from Park Center. They lead Andover by a score of 50-32 at halftime. We'll have first half highlights, stats, and more for you on CCX. Thanks for joining us for 4A boys basketball.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back here to the Target Center as Park Center leads Andover 50-32 at halftime of this one. Jersey Day there for their fans in the stands there. I saw some of them in parking ramp coming in and got some good variety there as well. Well, Park Center, as we said, had to get through an old rival, Osseo, to get to state. That was a fun night last Friday over at Rogers High School, and it was quite a battle as Osseo fighting their way back into it. Folks missing there, but O'Hara following up with the dunk. Mari Larkins did his best to keep Osseo in it too with a good game. Battled back hard. Ring thought looked much, he's been coming back from injury, looked a little sharper than, and O'Hara ended the game in style for Park Center. Got a steal and dunk right at the buzzer as they went right into celebration mode. And they defeated Osseo 62-52 to advance back into the state tournament. And today, fair to say Park Center came out ready here. It was a 10 a.m. start. You always wonder what you're going to get early, but my gosh, they look good early on. Ring hitting a 3 there and then denying that drive for the Huskies. This time Andover does get the throw ahead, and Tarleton able to lay that one in. But they've been fighting from behind all this half. Chavis had just a step on the defender. Not a lot of point guards are able to throw down in that situation, but he did. And then he gets a block from behind at the other end of the court. Masungu seemed to be battling a little bit of an injury. He's a really good basketball player, but just a couple buckets in the first half. Joe Burgess, meanwhile, did some good things for the Pirates with 3 field goals of his own. Kopetsky, their top scorer, was good. He got 13 in that first half, but they made him work for him. And Folks coming off the bench with a good half, and then the lob of Chavis to Ring late in the half for Park Center helped them keep this lead up at 18. Kopetsky, as we said, with 13, but then Sam usually up there near him over 20 per night, averaging or scoring just 4 in the first half along with Denicky. Ware with 10 and then Ring and Folks with 9, and a pretty balanced effort here for Park Center. Still a lot of basketball to go. This one's far from over, but a good start for Park Center at 58-32. Look at the past champions that we've seen in Class 4A, and obviously Park Center a year ago, and prior to that it was Wayzata, who lost to Park Center in the final last year. 2020 was a weird year. We're just when it was tournament about to begin, we ended up being everything shut down. Had Hopkins winning in 2019 and 16 as well, and you got Lakeville North and Apple Valley in there, quite a mixed in there, and Osseo back in 2012. So Greg, we've had of the schools that we cover on CCX, just in the last 10 tournaments, 4 different champions from our area. We're not bragging to say we got some pretty good ball in the Northwest Suburbs.
And it's been that way for a long time. I mean, some really good Cooper teams. I know, we had a good run there at Armstrong for a while, and Osseo. So yeah, it's great basketball in the Northwest Suburban.
We are about ready to go here for half number 2 as Park Center breaks their huddle. The Huskies already out there, and Andover at halftime, you didn't play well in the first half. I don't think it was necessarily time to come in and yell at them or anything like that. It's just we got to sharpen up some things, bear down, and I think defensively and defensive rebounding have been their biggest problems.
And they had 12 turnovers. You got to take care of the basketball. Neither team shot the 3 well either. 1 for 9 for Andover and 2 for 10 for Park Center. So, but yeah, I think offense, you got to tighten up on the boards if you're Andover and quit turning the ball over so much. Park Center, they got to love just how this game's going.
Yeah, when you're the team, as you mentioned, with the lead, you just don't want any let up. You don't want it to creep into their head that we've already wrapped this one up or anything like that, because there's a lot of time to go. Masungu to the reverse, wouldn't go. He gets it back himself, had it blocked though. Burgess gets it ahead to Ring.
That's probably a bucket against 90% of teams in the state, but Park Center's got linked everywhere.
And Chavis gets the layup for Park Center at the other end. That's kind of a little synopsis of how it's gone so far, that from one end to the other there. Andover with Masungu missing the reverse, then getting his next one blocked. Pemberton, nice up fake, and he gets the layup.
Nice basketball play there, a little give and go action. Shot fake.
Ring will shoot that 3, no good. The good news, I guess, if you're Andover, is that you are a team that's capable of scoring an awful lot of points. So coming back from a big deficit might be a little less daunting for them than some teams.
That's true, and they also can get hot from 3, which they haven't been today by any means.
Tate Johnson, a putback there for the Huskies. They're within 52-36 now, and a timeout on the floor.
Coach Ware is, definitely going to get the guys refocused. He's not happy with giving up a putback.
Look at that nice finish by Chavis there. And Andover going to the boards. Good work by Johnson there.
The one thing I will say about Park Center, what they have to be a little bit wary of if they get by this game and get further into the state tournament, is they're going to have to make some 3-point shots. Teams are going to pack the lane on them. That's just not Andover's style. They're not doing that. But I guarantee if Park Center wins this game, the next 2 teams are really going to try to make them shoot from the outside as much as they can. So they're definitely going to have to improve their shooting as they move through the tournament if they get by this game. Still a lot of time in this game, though, 16 minutes. So, and Andover, as we said, they can get hot. They scored, almost 90 points a game all season. That's unheard of in high school.
I think that time out there kind of demonstrated that Coach Ware was, making sure his guys are refocusing and not starting to relax with this lead.
Definitely.
And that's where sometimes it feels like the halftime break isn't a great thing when you've played a great first half.
You just want to keep going, for sure.
There's Chavis switching to the left hand. Boy, he has been getting to the rim more than what I've seen in past few games, doing a great job of it too. Masunga with the layup, and this one will go, plus a foul.
Finally a finish for Andover. They've been struggling around the rim due to Park Center's length, but that was a great and one.
It'll be Ring picking it up. He did a good job of getting into Ring's body there to keep his arms away from reaching that ball.
He did. He took off with 2 feet. It's not easy to do, to have that much explosion off of 2 feet.
Makes the free throw. 7 now for Sam, and Huskies coming on 54-39. I'm not going to say they're right on the doorstep yet, but the trend is good for them to start this second half.
And if you're at Park Center, like I mentioned earlier, this lead does not seem big. It seems, as you're the head coach, like, oh, they're right within striking distance with a couple shots. So you want to keep playing really strong.
O'Hara dishing over to Burgess, floats it in. That's a nice possession for them.
Great. After the timeout, you could tell Coach Ware said, go inside.
Pemberton rattles home a 3. His second 3 of the game, has 8 points, and Andover now to within 56-42.
Safe to say if Andover's going to come back and win this game, they're going to have to get hot from 3. They can, though.
Yeah, they're very capable of it, that's for sure.
They're switching out in the perimeter.
Chavis looking into Burgess. Masunga will be called for the foul. It'll be his 3rd. The angle wasn't quite there, and I think in Masunga's mind he's thinking that it looks like he pulled him down and maybe he really didn't.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, he has his hand on him just temporarily, his right hand on his waist. If they see that at all, it's like an immediate call. He's got a tough match when he gets switched on a big guy like that. It's one of the disadvantages of switching. And Park Center is smart. When they see Masunga on a big, they go right to him in the post.
Chavis looking to attack. Good help defense though, but O'Hara left open for 3. Won't go. Ware kept it alive, but Tarleton then grabs it.
Like you say, that was good help defense. They forced him to shoot 3s, and that's what you have to do to have a chance. Hope they're missing.
Gretzky turning it over. O'Hara throwing it ahead. Burgess, another layup.
And they make that look easy. Very skillful, fast break, unselfish play. Oh, great crossover.
Kopitsky attacking. Ring that time kind of backed off to avoid a foul and just kept his arms up. O'Hara scooping it up, no good. Didn't have a real good angle there. And Nelson out of there with it for Andover. Masungu driving and was fouled.
The play before Kopetsky, he went on a drive, and sometimes when you play Park Center, you miss that layup, and then boom, down to the other end, and it's a layup. Good job, C.J. O'Hare finishing. I know it's got to be tough for Kopetsky. He's averaging 25 points a game. He's scored many points throughout his career. He makes a great move, beats the first guy, but then there's 2 long guys down there. That's what it's going to be like for him in college too, so it's good preparation.
Nelson inbounding, and this time they went way back into the backcourt. Folks for a moment looked like he might have a chance to pick that off. Tarleton driving it. Kopetsky, nice move down the baseline, and it's knocked away by Burgess. Ball didn't bounce straight ahead for him, but now he is fouled as he took that, gathered himself to shoot it. Tarleton will pick it up.
Great anticipation by Burgess on the defensive end. He saw they're going to try to rotate the ball. He kind of looked like he was going to close them out and faked them out and got a great steal.
From up here at first when he knocked it away, it looked like the ball was going to bounce straight ahead and he was going to have an easy 2, but it actually kind of bounced out to the side. He had to go chase it down. Burgess free throw is good. You always kind of need somebody to come through in a state tournament game that maybe isn't always your leading scorer or something like that. And today that would be Joe. He's had a great performance so far, 13 points already.
Talking to Coach Ware over the weekend, he said that he was like one of the key guys on their team. When he does something like this, they're tough to beat.
Musungu driving, scoring, and a foul as he has started to get things going here in the second half.
Basket is good. Park Center foul number 11.
That'll be on Chavis, his third. So it seems as though Andover
He will be at the line for one
is
shot.
concentrated on driving the ball a little bit more in the second half, and that can lead to open threes. I mean, obviously they're a great shooting team from the outside, but they are seemingly wanting to attack more, maybe draw some fouls, and it's worked out to their benefit.
They're finishing a little bit better this half too, I think. And Musungu was kind of silent in the first half, and he's making his presence known here in the second half. That's huge for Andover. And they're in striking distance.
59-45 lead here. Cook handing it over to Burgess. Got Ware, Chavis, and Ring all out of the game right now for Park Center.
Patient possession for Park Center. Smart when you're up by this much. Move the ball side to side, make them play defense. There's no shot clock in high school.
Well, you mentioned it earlier that they score a lot because they run off of turnovers and that kind of thing, but in half court, they're not necessarily a team that really looks to shoot the ball quickly.
No, they look to go inside and move it side to side, get good driving lanes. Definitely a good team in the fast court, in the full court and in the half court.
Kopetsky driving and foul before the block by Cook.
Like you said, they're getting a lot of foul calls this half, and maybe they thought they should have been getting some of those second half. I don't know. It's hard to tell when the game goes so fast, but they're definitely getting some calls this half.
Volley number 24 back in for the Huskies, throwing out Sam Musungu.
Bigali will come back in as Musungu getting a breather here. Again, he's getting some attention. He's not 100%, I don't think. This time might be just a little bit of a cut.
He can't be out of the game too long, but Andover does. They played 10 guys for a lot of the season. Coach said they trimmed it down to about 8 or 9 during the playoffs.
Carlton, step back jumper, and he nails it. His second basket of the game, and the Huskies have closed it to 14 again. Again, not saying they're right on the doorstep, but they're in striking distance.
And there's a lot of time. It's a fine line. You know, Park Center, you want to definitely have patient possessions. I definitely agree with that. They're best when they're attacking the rim and they're getting fast breaks. Because you can get tight too if you aren't aggressive.
Yeah, if you have guys who aren't sure if they should be shooting the ball, that's when you run into trouble, it feels like. And that's going to be a travel on Folks. Change pivot feet. The pass happened to reach him just kind of at an awkward time as he was planting his feet.
And Park Center, definitely is not as good when Chavis is not on the floor. He's definitely one of the best, elite guards in the state. And right now he's not out there and they're struggling a little bit.
Nelson picked up that dribble. Nelson will shoot a long three. It's short, and Burgess snares that rebound. Park Center looking to run.
It's funny how the NBA 3 attracts kids' feet.
There's O'Hara with the layup there. Pirates needed that one. They lead by 16.
That's been the story of the game. Park Center runouts.
Kopetsky pops the three. First basket for him in the second half. He has 16.
Huge three-pointer. He's got great individual skill.
Burgess into the lane there. He's cut off. Emine drives and was fouled, and will head to the free throw line. Looks like they'll get Tarleton, which would be his fourth. He's just kind of wrong place at the wrong time a couple of times there.
If you're Park Center attacking the glass like that, it didn't look like the greatest shot ever. He kind of went into guys, but if you can just get the shot up, you got a good chance of getting the rebound if you can break down your man. And you got the foul call there, so bonus.
Spins out on the free throw. Musungu and Pemberton coming back in for Andover. Ring, Ware, and Chavis set to come back in for Park Center, although Chavis isn't coming in for the shooter, so he'll wait a moment and see if this one goes in or not.
Yeah, Park Center gave those guys a rest. Depending on how the rest of this game goes, I don't think there's going to be much subbing going on for Park Center from here on out, even though there's a lot of time left.
So Chavis now coming back in. Yeah, when you can kind of maintain that lead and get a little rest, and we said Chavis too had picked up his third foul. You kind of steal some time there a little bit if you're the team that's ahead. Musungu driving it, no good, and rebounded there by Folks. And then Musungu knocks it away from behind. He'll attack, no good. The tip in though is good for Nelson. So the Huskies have trimmed the lead now to a dozen as we approach 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Park Center's been ahead throughout and by a lot for a good chunk of the game, but Andover making it interesting here. Chavis the drive and a tough finish.
Wow. That was a big time play. Starting to get a little nervous if you're Park Center, especially if you're a fan of Park Center. And
Kopetsky will pull up for a three, no good. Chavis soaring for the rebound. Two guys out front of everybody, and it's going to be O'Hara for the dunk.
that's a problem with those kind of shots. You know, you're not really moving the ball around. You're just counting on individual talent, and you know, a lot of times those goes in, but when they don't, you give up a fast break the other end. That's tough.
Pemberton for three, no good. Nelson's turnaround off the rebound, no good. Deneke gets it back again. Blocked, but a foul. Looks like it'll be on Ring.
Yeah, this is a great left-hand finish. He's done that twice. Just gets his body, gets the edge, and then another run out by Park Center, which they've been getting the whole game. Like you said, you know, they can count on their guys getting the rebound, so they feel like they can leak out a little bit. And if you're Andover, you can't be in no man's land. You either got to attack the boards or you got to get back. And if I was playing Park Center and I was the coach, I'd probably only send two guys to the glass, get everyone else back.
So they miss the free throws, and the lead stays at 16 now for Park Center after Andover had cut it to 12. Chavis, the drive, the floater won't go. And Ring, though, gets it back. He misses as well and goes up again and scores.
Great hustle.
And Chavis getting a hand on that pass up court.
That was great effort by Ring in that last possession. Guys who just go second, third efforts on the glass. Those are tough plays to counter.
Musungu will walk it into the front court here as Andover now seeing their deficit back up to 18, and there's a foul call as Folks got caught on his hip there and will pick up that foul. Musungu's a lefty and kind of didn't really shade him that way enough, it felt like.
I always feel like that's an advantage just because you're playing against so many righties your whole life, just subconsciously. Feels like lefties can get to the rim a little bit better, and even guys who are right-handed using their left. Like you see that with the Timberwolves, and you see that here with Cash. You know, with Anthony Edwards, he loves to go left even though he's a righty because it's definitely an advantage. Musungu's come alive this half. He's definitely trying to lead him back.
It's 1 out of 2. Nelson, a nice rebound, then blocked by Ring. It'll stay with Andover.
Andover's bigs doing a good job this half of getting some rebounds, scrapping down there.
I think they were wanting a goaltending call there. It's hard to tell if Ring hit the ball or not. He was right up there.
But he was definitely up by the square. But I thought he hit it on the way up.
Musungu looking to attack again here. Folks trying to stay in front of him. Good help defense too.
Ooh, they had the slip.
Down low, and that one, Ring able to get the block, and then a foul on the Huskies. Johnson After having his shot blocked, he tried to get the ball back. Instead will be called for the reach-in. What a great block here.
It was a good basketball play on offense, too. They slipped the screen, got a wide open look, but then Ring there to protect the rim like he has been all game.
And Park Center will take a timeout here. 8:11 to play. 70-53 Pirates. We don't know yet, but at least for the moment, sort of feels like they've repelled that big push from Andover. As you can look at the state appearances throughout the years here, 7th for Andover Park Center with their 6th. Andover hasn't been around nearly as long as Park Center.
Yeah,
Park Center had some years when they had some good teams, but gosh, they at various times were in difficult playoff paths to state when they, in more recent years with Champlain Park being so good for a little bit there, and Osseo obviously had some great teams, and then going back a ways, Minneapolis North prevented them in the 80s from reaching a couple times.
Yeah, you have Coach Ware coming to Park Center and really establishing them as a powerhouse in the state. It's been really cool to see. They had another run prior to that with Bo as a coach.
Yeah, Bo Powell took them to the finals in 2013. Now the Cooper head coach, of course.
So yeah, Park Center's been one of the elite teams in the state now for about 10 years, I'd say.
Ware handing it over to C.J. O'Hara, found a little space and drives and kicks Folks an open 3 and he hits.
They're going to need him as this tournament progresses if they make it past this game.
And that's going to be number 4 on Cash Chavis, I believe. As Musungu turned and saw a little space to work and looked to attack. And it's going to be number 4 on Chavis. See if, he's going to have to come out.
Musungu is not intimidated. He's really attacking the rim, doing a great job. Yeah, that's a big deal for Park Center. When he hasn't been on the floor, they've struggled a little bit. And not because his sub is bad or anything, it's just because he's so good. And he leads them in a lot of ways. Gets to the rim and usually plays outstanding defense.
Musungu hitting that free throw after a very quiet first half. He's been much more noteworthy here in the second, but it's just been a long road back for the Huskies. Out of bounds off of Ware as Tarleton went up for that rebound.
With this much time in the game, the only way I think Andover can come back is they're going to have to make some threes, and they're going to have to depend on Park Center missing some free throws down the stretch too. And they can't give up easy layups on the fast break. If they could do that, they have an outside chance to get back in this game.
Burgess will check in for Ware here.
If you're Park Center, you got to keep being methodical, yet aggressive, that fine line. Or you want to keep attacking and not get tight.
Pemberton had that one denied by Burgess, but then it comes over to Tarleton for the layup. Here's O'Hara pushing it back the other way. Wouldn't go, got it back, and then is tied up.
O'Hara was 1-on-4 there, but he felt like he had an advantage on his guy, and he's bigger than all of them down there, so he decided to attack the rim and hustled after his own miss.
O'Hara, it didn't work out that time, but he's kind of got that speed up, slow down game that I really like too. There's times when, certain people just are full speed ahead all the time, but he can kind of read the situation and, go a little slower, go that Euro step sometimes.
Yeah, that's going to be important as they progress and, play more half-court basketball in this tournament, because he's one of those guys who functions really well in the half-court because of that.
Kopetsky called for the bump there. Trying to get up and, make things a little bit uncomfortable for Park Center, not let them eat up a bunch of time.
Yeah, it's getting to that point with, 7 minutes left in the game, about a quarter of the game left, that you're going to have to pressure a little bit. Like I said, you're probably going to have to foul some, not intentionally, but and hope Park Center misses some free throws.
O'Hara Nice job keeping possession, and then Tarleton swats that one away. It'll stay with Park Center, though.
That's what's going to happen. Like you said, they're going to get out in pressure, but then they're probably going to get beat off the dribble. Then they're going to have to close out and either get block shots like that or make them kick it out.
Burgess posting up hard. Now he'll kick it back out to Folks. O'Hara's going to back this one out.
Smart play, like you say. He's got a lot of composure. Good leader. Great pass.
Drive and dish, and Burgess rising up for the dunk. Well, that's a possession that they would like to be able to do again and again here. Use clock and then finish with a dunk like that.
No doubt. He brought it out, got the defense, or got the offense set, and then they back cut him. They know they're pressuring. That was nice.
Pemberton, an open look for a three, and he hits. And then a quick timeout taken there. Folks came over to help out on Musungu. I can't really fault him for that, but it did allow just a little space for Pemberton. And even though it was good effort defensively, here's another look at that last pass, and Burgess rising up to dunk.
Tarleton got on the poster there. At least he tried to challenge it.
And there's a look at Pemberton answering, but Andover, you know, they got back to within 12. And Park Center just kind of pushed that lead back up again. And, you know, it's not quite over yet, but a long road back for sure right now for Andover.
I like the pace and discipline Park Center is playing with in the half court. They're not just like holding the ball, but they're definitely going to milk each possession, make them come out and pressure. Smart basketball. You know, that's where the shot clock coming in would make it a little more entertaining in these games down the stretch, and I'm really looking forward to that next year. Coaching with the shot clock in college myself, you know, it's 35 in high school. Personally, I think they got to make it 30, and hopefully they do, because 35 is kind of long, but it's a good step in the right direction. They fought for that for a long time, and they finally got it, so looking forward to seeing that next year.
I'm going to be interested to see, though, how well it's executed at various gyms throughout the state. I mean, being honest, I think there's times when they have trouble finding enough people to be the scoreboard operator and the keeping the book
True.
and all that. And
it is true. I will say I had to run it in practice a lot, and it's really easy to run. Easier than you think, because they got the buttons on there that make it easy, but finding the person to do it, you're right. It's hard to find people that want to do that for $25 or for free.
Burgess giving it over to Folks. Andover trying to throw a double at him here.
Yeah, very patient possession. Even more patient than before. Right now, this almost looks like an all-out stall.
I feel like, especially with Chavis out of there, they're less likely to just go into attack. Here's O'Hara out in the lane, no good, but he was fouled.
I mean, I like that, especially like we said with no shot clock. Why not get him to come out, and then when you pick your spot, attack. Great under control drive by CJ, and even if you missed it, they were going to get the putback. And it's no fun playing defense like that. You do it in practice sometimes, and you make the other team try to play defense against a stall, and it's tough. It gets you tired.
Tarleton fouled out on that play there with 6 points. O'Hara to the line here.
Tarleton's a nice player. I like how he played today. If you're Andover and you don't want to complain or have sour grapes, I can do it for them. They probably wish they would have had a 1 through 8 seed. They wouldn't have been the 8 versus the 1 like we see right here. So that's a tough break for them. They had a great season, and obviously they're one of the better teams around.
And you mentioned the shot clock change coming in, and I honestly I haven't talked to anyone that doesn't wish they would seed 1 through 8. It's hard to understand why it's.
Yeah, they're afraid of hurting someone's feelings saying you're number 8, I think, and I don't think anyone would be angry at that. We seed 1 through 8 in the section tournament, so I agree with you. I think everybody wants it. Hopefully the high school league will make that move.
Timeout taken by James Ware here with his team up 77-61 and 4:33 to go in this one.
Getting Cash back in the game. Settle his team for the final run here.
J.J. Ware also going to report back in here for the Pirates as they try and close this one down. And it's, valuable things, you talk about it being tested in close games, which is obviously good, but having to play with a lead that's kind of, stayed around 15, give or take, is something that you have to learn how to close these kind of games too. So it's a valuable lesson in that way too.
And it's a lot of half-court basketball, which, to be honest, that's what they're going to see the next 2 games. I mean, there'll be some fast breaks and stuff, but whoever they play, Eastview or Minnetonka next game, they're really talented teams. And there'll be some movement up and down, but I mean, it's tournament basketball. It comes down to half-court basketball quite often. So it's good practice at that and methodically running their offense. They're gonna, like I said, they're going to have to pick up their 3-point shooting probably to beat the next 2 teams to win state. They definitely have the team that can do it. And Coach Ware's got to be really excited how they came out and just swarmed them on defense and really attacked the glass, because that's one thing they have an advantage over every team they're going to play the rest of the time as they move forward is offensive rebounding. I think that's one thing that is their specialty. They're really long and they're relentless on that. So that's always a good thing to have an offensive rebounding team like that.
And I feel like they're a decent 3-point shooting team, not great, but decent. And I feel like they shoot the good amount based on what their talent is too.
Definitely.
I mean, I think other teams, there's a nice steal by Kopetsky and gets the layup. Other teams would love for them to just stand out there and shoot threes, and they haven't fallen into that trap. They use a good variety of attacking the rim and throwing the ball into the post a little bit here and there, and then doing things like this, except for that one went through Ring's fingers. Chavis was like, that should have been a highlight reel play there, but Ring didn't squeeze it.
Andover's definitely not giving up. They can score points in a hurry. You make 2 threes here in a row, all of a sudden it's a 9-point game.
Musungu driving, no good. Putback is good though by Deneke, and here come the Huskies again. They're within 12. Shouldn't be talking about the next round just yet, I guess, here for Park Center. Ooh, Musungu will be called for the fouls. He tried to cut Chavis off, and that'll be his 4th. Both of those guys have 4 now.
Yeah, that's true. It's easier to do that as a fan or an announcer when you're the coach on either team. You know that the game is not over, and particularly being in Coach Ware's position right now, I guarantee he's not feeling very comfortable with this lead. And like I said earlier, the only way Andover can come back is if Park Center misses their free throw. So here we go. See what they can do.
And they started out the game red hot from the line and have been good all the way through.
And that's key to winning championships as well. You got to make your free throws.
And of course, just when I say that, Chavis misses there. So Huskies a chance to cut it to single digits here if they can hit a 3. Kopetsky driving at a block though. Now Burgess getting rid of it to Chavis. Have to worry about that 10 count here, but they beat it.
That's so tough for Andover because you can tell Kopetsky is used to just getting to the rim and finishing, but it's very difficult to do against Park Center.
Foul call there on Kopetsky. I think Nelson actually tried to take a foul and they didn't give it to him, so then Kopetsky jumped in the air and fouled him. And they look at that.
That should have been a foul call probably inside the circle, and Ring definitely bumped him on the body. Kopetsky was complaining about that, and I think he had a right to.
And again, Chavis missing on the free throw here, so we stay at a dozen for the lead here, 3:25 to go. Kopetsky looking to attack, and O'Hara stayed right with him and blocked it. But here's Musungu with the reverse layup, and that's good.
10-point game. not what Park Center wanted out of that last timeout. But great job by Andover.
Pemberton will take another foul here, and they've seen Chavis miss 2 in a row, so they're gonna keep with that strategy. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, this 3 minutes down 10 is still plenty of time.
Yeah, playing the fall game, smart. And if you make your free throws in your Park Center, you win this game by 20, but if you don't, anything can happen.
Davis knocks this one down.
You can tell Andover is a very determined team. I mean, they're not shook at all. They're just playing their game, playing hard. Just play to the end to see what happens.
This time Chavis makes a pair. Ware will check back in for Burgess here, so 79-67 Park Center.
Well, it's definitely not where one of those games where Park Center can just breathe easy. It's going to be, if they win, it's going to be survive.
Kopetsky driving into traffic, no good. Ware the rebound. O'Hara looking ahead to Folks, but Pemberton picks it off. Musungu gonna attack here. Ring got the block though, and then it's out of bounds off Park Center.
Yeah, he had an open man underneath Nelson, but he missed him, tried to finish himself.
He saw Ring coming, but just couldn't hold the ball out far enough to extend it beyond him. Here's Kopetsky driving, no good. He was, thought he was fouled there.
He's not getting calls the last 2 possessions.
And then a foul on Deneke on Chavis in the backcourt. Yeah, I think he had a gripe on this last one for sure. Free throw good by Chavis. After missing a couple, he's now gotten back on the good side here, knocking 3 in a row down and looking to make it 4. And short with that one. It'll come right back out to him though. Drives, layup good. And now back to a 15-point game.
Chavis saw that crease, and when he sees that, he can explode quickly.
Nelson missing there. Chavis working his way up court. And Folks left all alone there. Layup's good. And that'll be a foul on O'Hara as Kopetsky trying to drive that ball down the lane. He's thinking, finally.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very skilled with the ball. He can get by people just by his shiftiness and great ball handling ability. And then he's a strong kid and gets his body into people. Probably been getting to the free throw line quite a bit all season, I imagine.
19 points in today's game, but Andover, despite that push to get to within 10, looks like they are gonna come up short here. And Musungu with the steal, saves it over to Pemberton. His 3 is short, and Chavis coming out of there with it. Here's Ring leading the field, and he'll dunk. 13 now for Ring.
Yeah, great crossover, great left hand.
Kopetsky with the layup. Inbound to Chavis, and he was fouled. Throw ahead there to Ring, and nobody back in the position to be able to cut him off there, so takes it in.
Now with a consolation tournament, at least it's not the last game for Andover. That's a nice thing, and I'm glad that the high school league did that. Personally, you get to state and you lose 1 game. I'm not sure everyone likes it, Maybe some players who thought they're going to win state or something don't like playing in it, but I think you get the full state tournament experience. You get to play 2 more games against state tournament teams, and Park Center got to be excited to get to the Final Four, defend their title.
Davis goes 1 out of 2. And Folks will be called for the hold there. So Musungu will head to the free throw line.
Center foul, Jackson Folks, number 10, his third, 19th foul on the Pirates. To the line, Sam Musungu, 1-1.
And Musungu's first free throw drops. And he goes 1 for 2. Ware will come in and drop the floater home for his first basket of the second half. There's a dozen. Kopetsky will take a 3 and short with that one. And Chavis was out of bounds as they actually had 2 guys in green battling for that one. He and Ware kind of could laugh. Now when you got this kind of lead, that one doesn't matter too much.
Park Center had an impressive game defensively. I think that was probably the main thing in this game because they got a lot of fast break layups out of that. That and their offensive rebounding.
Jacob Granner checking in now for the Pirates along with Memene. And Cook back in as well.
Andover getting some subs in to get into the state tournament floor.
Sam Abbas, number 30, is in. Also Mike Dedian, number 4. Jason Blankenship as well, 13. And Von Strengy, number 22.
Just dribble this one out.
Granner will give it back to Chavis. And knocked out of bounds by the Huskies.
In the game for Andover, Devin number 20.
Devin DeVellis now checking in here for the Huskies. So they had a mostly senior starting lineup here that'll have to kind of regroup into that consolation bracket, as Greg mentioned. Granner had it knocked away. It's out of bounds off of Andover. And corner to Memene, and he buries the 3. 92-72 now, Park Center. Gonna win this one and advance to the semifinals. And that will do it as Park Center's great start. Enough to carry them to the win. Andover fought back to within 10. Made a game of it for sure, but Park Center doing what they needed to down the stretch too, Greg.
Yeah, they came ready to play. It's a good feeling as a coach when your team gets off to that lead, but it's also a nerve-wracking feeling when the other team starts coming back. So I know Coach Ware is just happy to survive this game, even though they, really played a good game, and now they got to get their scout on for the next 2 teams and play them one at a time, and maybe we'll see them in the state championship game again.
All 5 starters plus their 6-man folks in double figures today. So a good win for Park Center as they get it done to move into that semifinal round. Watch for the Wayzata quarterfinal game on CCX as well, and then that'll do it for our winter coverage as Channel 45 takes over for the semis and finals. Thank you so much for joining us for this one today. Our final score, Park Center 92, Andover 72. So long from the Target Center.